Guys, it is Monday morning. Well, lunchtime now actually, because we're running a bit later. But it's Monday, and we've just done our sprint planning. What we're doing today or this week, Rob?
Yeah, so the big news for this week is that it's Steam Next Fest. So we've got our WooLoop demo that's live at the moment. We're going to be doing lots of PR and pushing for that. We're going to do 2 streams.
Yep.
And yeah, just a lot of panicking really. Listen to people's feedback, talking to them on Discord, that kind of stuff. But for me, I'm actually going to do a little bit of WooLoop work this week, but not too much because I don't want to break it. I feel like that's probably a good thing, just leave it. It seems quite stable at the moment, so we're just going to leave it as best we can. But I'm going to do a quick build, and there's a little bit of bug fixing that I'm going to do before Next Fest starts at 6 PM. Other than that, Athena, so I'm going to be helping Jack. We're going to do some animations.
We are indeed, yeah. That's pretty much been my week with you, isn't it, really? I'm doing a lot of animating in Athena. We're going to start tackling the characters this week. Took a little break since I've been doing Advent work, but we're back on Athena this week, and I'm doing a little bit of colour pixels as well. But differently from doing DLC, I'm actually doing the update to some Halloween effects for the Halloween event that is coming up dangerously close now.
Yeah, the effects we've got at the moment when Halloween takes over are terrible, so we're going to try and spend a little time and make them a bit nicer.
Yeah, it's pretty good. For me though, as Rob said, a lot of Next Fest stuff. So 2 streams lined up, one tomorrow and one on Thursday. Jack's already working on some of the streaming assets, so I'll touch them up and make them look a bit better. But yeah, pretty ready to go for those. Other than that, a lot of announcement posts, sort of just interacting with the community. And we'll be chasing on the Switch as well. There's a bit of Switch pushback from Nintendo last week. Be getting the updated screenshots in the correct languages and stuff like that, getting that sent off again. And then in my spare time for the week, I'm going to make a start on the next Tech Seed DLC, because we've got 2 coming up towards the end of the year, and we want to make sure that we're not rushed for time as we get closer towards Christmas. Big news, October, spooky season. So we're going to be doing a bit of decorating in a bit as well.
Yeah,
true. Fun time.
Hey everyone, it's 9:20 on the Monday morning. I thought I'd give us a quick rundown of what I'd been doing last week on a bit of the Thursday afternoon and especially the Friday afternoon. I didn't get a chance to record as my phone storage was full and it wouldn't let me record anymore. The pains of working from home. So this is pretty much what I've been up to. It was a very busy week for me. I managed to get through about 18 Advent images, which is probably my biggest record for pixel artwork. But this is what I got done. I wanted to show you these 3 iterations of the Naughty and Nice list, as I think they all have their merit, and it was nice to see the progression that it took. So this is essentially what it started off as essentially a letter to ToastieLabs saying who's Naughty and Nice, and I think it speaks for itself. It all adds up. I'm over here, they're over there. It just makes sense. And then the guys thought it would be a bit more interesting if it was a scroll, as if it just came off center shelf, and I totally agree with them. It was a great idea, so I did make it into a sort of a scroll looking asset here. And then we thought we may add forget the name now, the Patreons to the list as well. So I have extended that list just in case we need it, and that's just going to be sitting ready a bit closer at the time when we decide what to do with them. But apart from that, I've been working on these 2 assets here. This one was quite small, didn't take too long. The tree took a bit longer than usual. I was trying to work out how to make it a bit more vibrant. There was definitely a few things that I could add to it, as essentially it was just the tree without any bulbs lights on it originally. But this has been the bulk of the last few days, including the weekend. I want to try to get it mostly done before I came in today, as I think we're working on different things today. So yeah, this is probably the biggest image in the pack so far. Well, I say so far, this is the last one. It's huge. It's probably the crown jewel of the Advent book. But yeah, it needs a bit more work. You can see I'm starting to add shadows to these bricks on the wall, and the rest of the same treatment, and I may make some changes to the frame and may add some things on the shelf here, just to bring the scene a bit more alive. But yeah, so far I'm really happy with how it looks, and I'm going to continue a little bit this morning, but I don't want to spend too long on it, as I've already spent quite a while on this image. As you can see, it's packed of detail and it's taken a long time.
Okay, so we've got lots of decorations, a lot of it from reusing we're reusing from last year, but I brought some from home as well. We've got this thing. Ooh, I'll show you this thing that spins. It projects light, and then you get spooky ghosts on the ceiling. How cool is that?
So we just got done putting up all the Halloween decorations. It took a little while, but we got there in the end. Got all the windows decorated, and we've got an obscenely amount of banners hanging from the roof. We are going to have a Halloween banner going across those 2
those 3 windows there, but that'll be tomorrow. As you can see, Rob's main job was doing all the balloons, as you can see them all forming under his desk. And me and Lee just essentially did the rest of the room. But yeah, looks great. And then hopefully tomorrow we'll get those banners up for both those 3 windows and above the calendar as well.
The lights look much better in the dark. It's getting on a bit now, so yeah, so it's getting on a bit. I haven't finished the YouTube video yet, but because I've started late and sort of been pushing it a bit, I think we'll leave it where it is for now and pick it up again tomorrow. Because more importantly is the Nintendo Switch. Try and get a bit of glare off the screen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and retake a couple of the screenshots that we had for the store page, because the feedback that we got was that we took screenshots of the completed images, and you see in the top right, obviously it's in English, New Game Plus and your return menu. So what I'm going to do is retake these in every single language, which will take a bit of time, but it'll be worth it. And if I can get this done today, I'll get it sent off to Nintendo with the corrections, and then hopefully that'll get corrected pretty quickly.
Today I'm going to be working on Athena, same with yesterday really. Yesterday I did spend a lot of time working on insurance claims and all that stuff for the burst pipe that we had last week. But yeah, yesterday I managed to get everything that Jack has been making, 3D modelling, into game. There have been a couple of issues that I've it's all minor stuff really, but like stuff like this object here scaled up too big, and part of it, the mesh is inverted. But yeah, it should be easy for him to fix, just a couple of things like that. But yeah, for me today, I'm going to be putting all of this stuff into prefabs, make it all organised quite neatly. So all of this stuff here are the items that the player is going to be able to hold at the beginning. So I'm going to focus with that first, and make sure the hitboxes are correct and stuff like that, and write a couple of scripts to tie it all together.
It is Tuesday. It's a bit later on, it's getting up to 4 o'clock. It's got started late because we are streaming late today, 7 PM. But I've been a bit all over the place this morning, so start of the day was finishing up the YouTube video, which I didn't finish yesterday, but that's all exported now and ready to be reviewed before I can get that uploaded. As well as that, the rest of the Nintendo Switch screenshots were uploaded as well. There's still a couple left to do for the European store pages. And then finally I've gone ahead and made the Patreon poll live as well for November. So we've already got a couple of votes in here, it's great. This will be running all week, and hopefully by the end of the week we'll see what DLC we're working on for November. But yeah, for the rest of the day until the stream, I'm thinking of making a start on the next DLC for Hexseed. So I've been making a bit of a breakdown here on OneNote of sort of the level layout I want to go with. So I'm going to stick with a lot of small levels again because people did enjoy that, but I'm going to throw in some large levels as well, just so it's got a bit of variation compared to the last DLC. And that's created at 180 levels. We'll see how we get on with that as I start making them. But yeah, literally going to launch it now and make a start on this DLC.
Cool, so we made tons of progress on Athena today. So I've mainly been working on the items, but I have been helping Jack with some of the animation stuff. So as you can see, we've got a little guy, he's walking. He's got a sign that's sort of like attached to the hand, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we've got these items. These are all items that you should be able to pick up and walk around with. And you see you've got little spin on them, and when you hover over them and walk next to them, they highlight in a little green, which is quite nice, so you can see which one you're about to interact with. And yeah, it's looking alright actually, not bad for a day's work.
Hey everyone, it's 5:20 on the Tuesday afternoon. Today's been a really busy day for me, and Rob as well. We've been working on Athena again, and we've been tackling animations this time. It's been not a tough progress, but it's been a long progress getting everything right. This morning was pretty much primarily researching on how to do things, and I think towards the end of the day we've definitely got something that we're happy with, and we think that's going to work. So this is the character I've been working on today. It's a simple character, just essentially test how things are going to work in the game. I've built a few animations such as holding an item. We have the idle animation, which is essentially just him breathing. We have an interact, which is just a silly little goofy animation. Like I said, these animations aren't final, they're just a testing the game prototype to see how things are going to work. And we have the T-pose, basic stuff, and a walk cycle. It's jumping a bit there because the timeline isn't long enough. But yeah, so essentially today's been figuring out how we're going to get the character to hold items. And we think we've cracked it. Essentially I've added bones into the hands, which act as essentially a target for the item to sit into. You can see that each hand has a bone, and there's one in the middle too, so when the character is holding an item with both hands, the item will essentially target this bone and sit there. So essentially these act as a a point for the item to sit onto, and that has seemed to work so far. There's definitely some more things to figure out, but so far it's looking really good. We've got a lot further to do than we thought we would, so we're quite happy. Tomorrow I'm going to be tackling more of this, and we're going to see how it goes. But apart from that, whilst Rob has been testing things out for me, I've been working on doing some tweaking the assets that were already built a few weeks ago. Rob just got around to testing them today, as well as testing these figures out for me. Figures? Yeah, well, he's a figure technically. He's quite a penny, looks like a figure. But yeah, he got through quite a lot of that stuff too. Essentially, I needed to flip the normals on most of the assets. Normals are faces on an object that are flipped the wrong way, and there was a lot of assets that had that problem, especially the sky pier, which I'm sure Lee will throw on at the screen. You can see that it took a while. There was essentially all the red areas are areas that were broken, and blue areas red areas needed fixing, blue areas were okay. And that took a long time, but we got there in the end. Hey everyone, it's 9:15 on the Wednesday morning. I got in quite early this morning and I've been making a lot of progress with the rig. Rob isn't in just yet, and when he comes in I think we're going to test out how items are going to work in his hands, but until then I wanted to see if I can make any improvements before then to try and make the process a bit more hopeful. So I managed to build this hat here for the character, and what essentially I've done is I've built a bone on his head. You can see here there's a little bone on his head at the top there, and that essentially acts as a target for the hat, and so far it seems to be working. So if I press play here, I'll get rid of the wig. You can see that the hat is following the head quite well, and that seems to work for all the animations, such as the walk. The hat seems to be quite stuck on his head, so I'm quite hopeful how it's going to work out in Unity, but unfortunately I've got to wait until Rob gets in because my knowledge of Unity is very small, whereas Rob's is very vast. So he'll be able to test out to see how these things work properly in game. I believe we're going to be testing out the hands today to make sure they work. As you can see, there is a little bone, there is bones here, and when you go into the interact formation, there's a bone in the middle. Sorry, the holding item animation, here we go. So you can see that the bone is in the middle, and this will act as the target for the item, and that's what we need to test out today. But considering the hat works out quite well, I'm hoping it's going to work.
Okay, so I've been working on a couple of things today. I've been working on some Athena, managed to get some of the animations working. There's like some sort of animation layering. Hopefully Lee's found the GIF and just shoved it on screen there. But mainly this afternoon I've been working on colouring pixels. So we've got the Halloween event coming up. I think it starts on the 18th. I've just fast forwarded my computer here. And yeah, the event that we used to have wasn't very good, so I've been trying to improve it. We've got a couple of ridiculous sprites that Jack's made, and they're going to run across the bottom of the screen now when it's time for Halloween. It's silly, but we really like it. I've also been working on having like the backgrounds. Obviously this has got all of the effects on at the moment because we're just debugging. But the fire and the background isn't quite as strong, so it is still there, but it's just very subtle. And then occasionally get a flutter of bats as well that should appear at some point. There you go. Oh, as if on cue. I didn't do anything. So yeah, they'll appear. But yeah, these little guys, just something new for us. So I thought I'd try it out. It's so ridiculous. I've turned around. It does work.
Hey everybody, it's 9:20 on the Thursday morning. I just got in and I thought I'd catch you up on what I was working on yesterday. So yesterday I was jumping between lots of projects. I was working on doing some color pixels work. I was tweaking all the advent images you can see here. I've got up in paint. I'm just making sure the color count on Unity is down. This one still needs a lot more work, the elf on the shelf image, but we're getting there. I think that'll take me to about 10 images done. As well as that, I was working on the next character for Athena, which is the T-Rex. As you can see here, this is my little sketch I've done, acting as a reference image. I did get a lot further than this. I did have a body done, but it didn't look how I wanted it to, so I'm going to try work on that today as well. I need to get that looking good before I start rigging it, as last time for the swivel image, swivel character, I had to model the tail in last and it didn't really work, so I need to make sure the body is perfect for rigging. As well as that, I was working on some pixel artwork for the Halloween event, and I was tweaking up, well I said tweaking, I was creating some new effects essentially for the game. So this is Rob as a little vampire, and he'll be walking down the screen as you play all the images. So that's Rob as a vampire. This is me as Frankenstein. It's hard to animate Frankenstein. He's got very long legs, so it just looks like I'm taking very long strides. And I did Lee as a zombie per his request. This one is animated, but you can see on the last one that it's very pixelated, and I don't know why that's happened. So I'll probably be fixing that up today too. So yeah, I've done quite a few things yesterday, and today is about finishing them all off. I want to try get all the other images done, and I would like to try model the T-Rex too. And I think that'll be a good day's work.
It is Thursday and it is a bit into the afternoon now. This morning we spent uploading the YouTube video as well as getting ready for the live stream, which went ahead at 1 o'clock. We did seem to not hit as many views as we would like. I should say not as many views as we would expect. So if you look back at the live stream we've done on Tuesday, these are general sort of Next Fest figures we expect to see, at least from a previous Next Fest. So this was really good. But today's, as you can see, there was quite underwhelming in contrast. Quite a lot less viewers. So we've reset the Steam, see if there's a reason for that, see if we can hopefully squeeze in another Next Fest live stream. We are restricted to 2 per Next Fest, so maybe not, but hopefully since they can see something hasn't went right here, we can maybe cheekily get another one out of them. But we're just waiting back from that. In the meantime, I'm going on to creating Hexseed levels. And I thought I'd show this one here, a bit of a good example of sort of the mindset of how I approach a lot of these levels, where you see obviously most of the level is still blank, but what I've done is the middle bit here is sort of a highly thought out section where I make sure this works and show you a bit of tricky bit of logic behind it. And hopefully that's fun to play. Again, I'll come across that when I test it, and then I'll fill in the rest of these blank spaces now with some more easier parts of the level, because I sort of like to have at least 1, if not 2, harder parts of the level that the main focus of that particular level. So yeah, I'm going to finish up this level and see how it turns out.
Hey everybody, it's 5:10 on the Thursday afternoon. I'm just about to leave, so I thought I'd give you a quick rundown what I've been working on today. It was a little different to what I thought I'd set out to do this morning. So I did plan on originally doing all the advent images, and I got through pretty much all of them. I need to do about 3 more, so they're almost done. But apart from that, I've been working in Athena again, getting a lot of assets made and trying to get the characters done, essentially, the ones that I've already started. So Rob had some problems with the swivel character. Nothing too major, a few things that needed scaling down, and the normals needed flipping, which means essentially his face is on the character mesh were inside out. But the biggest thing that needed fixing was the tail. So the tail needed to be scaled up by a significant amount. The problem is the tail was already attached to the body, so I couldn't really make the tail bigger without affecting both the animations and the rig that I built. So what I needed to do was I needed to go back to an older file of the swivel, a version without the tail, and essentially build a new tail. In which case I essentially took the rig from the newer version of the swivel and put it on this version, and essentially appended all the animations over to this character. So it took a while, I must admit it did take a while, and I'm not quite there yet. There's still a few fixes that I need to do. But I did manage to get in the walk animation. As you can see, he does walk and all the body parts seem to work the same. Considering I've made some adjustments to the body, it's quite good to see that the animations have remained intact. And I need to get all the other animations in, such as the idle, happy and sad animations. I've tried really quickly now and they don't seem to be working, so I'm going to make a few more adjustments in the morning. So it has been quite a tough task, but we're getting there and the swivel's almost fixed up and ready to go back into the game. I just hope that the other animations come in correctly, and you can also see that the nose and teeth aren't parented to the actual character, and I need to find a way to fix that too. So today's pretty much been a lot of troubleshooting for the character, and I've made some big strides, but I've still got a bit of a while to go. But apart from that, I've been working on the T-Rex character, as you can see in the left corner here. This is my reference image that I drew quite a while ago, and I've only just started now. I'm not really liking him, I must admit. We wanted to go for a chibi look, so big head, small body, but I'm not really sure it's working for the T-Rex. You can see I've got a few versions here. This is essentially because I make backups just in case they go wrong. So this is essentially the newer version, and I may continue this tomorrow as well, but I have got another character to fix as well as the swivel, so I'll probably work on them primarily.
Yeah, it's a bit later on Friday now. My day's been taken up just by making Hexseed levels. I'm going through all the larger ones now. If we go to the breakdown of the Hexseed world design, I did originally say this was 180 at the beginning of the week, but due to the way I've laid out the level layout, to keep it symmetrical, I've lowered that to 170. It's still a lot of levels, but they will be dominated mostly by small levels. But I'm going through the large levels first, which is what I've been doing today, and going through quite well. Some of them are quite tricky as well, which is quite good. But yeah, just a little bit burnt out with Hexseed, so I thought I'd take a little bit of a break, and I've been working on saving a bunch of PNGs here for making a GIF. So I've made a little GIF here, and the purpose of this is for Rob's Discord banner. We've updated his thing here at the top with a Halloween sprite, because these are the sprites we've been putting in for the Halloween update that's coming out soon. So alongside a bit of teasing in the Conan Pixels chat, we've now got Rob's banner updated as well, so hopefully we'll be getting ready to advertise this towards the end of next week.
Okay, so I forgot to record yesterday, but me and Jack have been up to quite a lot. So first of all, we've got plants and stuff that we can actually plant in these little holes. So I'm taking all of the little ingredients, putting them in these little holes, and then they will eventually grow into trees and bushes and various things, which is quite nice. See, the carrot has just grown here, and pick that back up. Some of them have different stages, which is quite nice. So we've got a berry bush here, that'll grow in a second, a couple of trees. I've got the corn as well, let's plant some corn. But yeah, I've also been working on the shovel as well. So Jack modelled a shovel for us today, and I've basically been working on implementing like how to make it work. So right now we've got a little animation that you play, and when it completes you place a little hole as well, so you can use these to plant things in as well. That's quite cool. And then it's also got a different mode, which is sort of like supposed to be like smashing the earth, and you can use that to clear up some of these rocks as well. So the idea is that the entire floor is going to be like covered in rocks and stuff they have to clean up, and you can do that by smashing the stuff. You can also smash these rocks as well. Some of them take a couple of hits, but yeah, it's all come together quite well. There's still quite a few problems that you see, the hat's like clipping quite a bit and stuff like that, but and the movement's still jank, but yeah, we're getting there. It's looking quite hopeful, to be honest. Guys, it's the weekend. It's Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, woo! It's been a pretty good week. Steam Next Fest obviously is the big highlight, but me and Jack have been doing tons of Athena. It's been really nice to see some progress on that. Lee, what have you been up to?
Yeah, so like you said, Steam Next Fest. So that's WooLoop. We had 2 streams. One was on Tuesday, one on Thursday. Both about an hour long, so it was quite good. Got a bit of interaction on both of them, which was quite good. We are chasing up the second one because we weren't happy with the result. Didn't seem to work as it was meant to, so we'll see what happens if Steam gets back to us. Other than that though, it's been a lot of just Hexseed work. Trying to get as much of a head start on that as I can. So I've got the store page sent off. That's gone live today, which is quite ahead of schedule as well, which is quite good. I'm just making levels and getting the world ready as much as I can for release.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That DLC doesn't come out until like next month, right?
5th November, yeah. So
yeah, we're way ahead, which is really, really good. Jack, what are you doing?
Well, I've been working with you pretty much all week, right?
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot of Athena stuff. I started the week by making the base character for the game, so we can actually move around, look around now. But apart from that, it's pretty much just been a lot of, not bug fixing, that's your job, 3D fixing, I've just been like fixing up models for Rob, making sure they all work. There's been a lot of back and forth between us two, so that's pretty much been my week, as well as tweaking the advent images for Lee to do next week. I imagine that'll be fun for you. But yeah, that's pretty much been it. A lot of fixing stuff.
Yeah, and as for me, as Jack said, mainly just Athena stuff. So I've been putting all of his assets into game and actually trying to get some functionality out of them. It's been really, really good. So we've actually got some. It's nice to just see them moving around and stuff in game, isn't it? In engine. I managed to get a surprising amount done with that. A lot of the code is pretty simple, so it's going to need a lot of work in the future. But it's nice to have the very basic functionality there. There's a lot of things missing, like the floor, and like the player can just walk through things and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really nice to be able to dig holes, plant things, the things grow. You can pick up things and drop them, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And some floaty rocks as well. The rocks float up and down.
There we go. And that we all spent about half a day maybe decorating the office, Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
It's looking quite good. And it's just in time for the Halloween DLC as well, which will be coming out as of this video. So, yeah, good plug, good segue. If you're watching this video live, make sure you head over to Steam and check out the new Halloween DLC, which is available now.